Hi, and welcome back to the Baddie and Blessed podcast.
I'm your host, Nancy.
And I'm Marianette. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment.
And to turn on your notifications because you do not want to miss a single episode.
Okay, baddies, let's get into it.
Hey, it's Noche Buena, you guys. All of our Latinos, you know what that means. The tamales should be here right now, but we're eating them at home with you. You enjoy them for us.
Yeah.
We will be eating them too. We just forgot to bring them right now.
Let us know in the comments what is your Noche Buena meal for the day. Are you having some pozole? Are you having some tamales?
Menudo?
Are you having menudo, birria? I mean,
tacos de canasta?
Tacos de canasta,
I'm obsessed.
Yeah. Anything is good.
And what are your traditions?
Right.
Si tú no estás haciendo Nochebuena, what are you doing? Yes, it is Christmas season. Ho-ho-hos are around.
Ha-ha-ha-ha.
Mm-hmm.
Or ho-ho-ho-hos.
They're coming down.
Ho-ho-ho-hos.
So what are you celebrating? We are celebrating Christmas.
Right.
So that's why we started
Allegedly.
With that. Feliz Navidad. Pa, 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 pa.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Yeah, so
Pero año.
What is this? I mean, today is Christmas Eve, you know, Noche Buena. And to me, this time of the year is like my favorite time of the year. I
can second that.
Christmas so much. I think that Christmas season should be half of the year. This 2 months thing or 1 month thing is not enough for me. I want more, you know?
I need the decorations half of the year because cuando I need motivation, I just go out there, look at them, and I'm like, yes. Right. You know? When do you set up your tree?
I actually don't set up a tree.
Okay.
I would, but it's a lot of work.
Okay.
Not that so much is a lot of work, but okay, it just takes too much. Like storing the decorations, even buying decorations, because I wouldn't want to have the same decorations every year. I'm the type of person. So I feel like for me, decorating is not too realistic. I have little things that I put out that I'm like, this is gonna be my,
decoration.
My festivity energy is gonna come from this. I did the first Christmas that I spent in my new apartment. I did get a tree. Like I went all out. I got a tree. God. I got decorations all over the place. I got gifts for everyone, and I had them under my tree. Like I just did the whole thing because I never really got to do that growing up. You know, I just love it. I love it.
So what did you do growing up? Do we want to go there?
Yeah, let's go there because I mean this is the season and we like to be candid and open and transparent with our listeners, with our supporters. So, I did celebrate Christmas up until a certain point. Okay. So when I was about 11 or 12, my parents converted to Jehovah's Witnesses. Mm-hmm. And if you know anything about that, they don't celebrate anything. So and it was also difficult because I experienced like the holidays when I was little up until like a certain point.
So at first they weren't Jehovah's. Mm-hmm. So you grew up, cuando naciste, todo eso up until a certain age, you used to celebrate all this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then they converted. See, I thought you were the whole time.
No.
Oh, wow.
I was 12, maybe 11 or 12 years old when they converted.
Right before you had those pivotal years of a teenager.
I didn't mean nothing.
Wow, okay.
Hey, la que es
una baddie, lo es por
la que es baddie is baddie regardless, you know? I mean, that has a lot to do with like my like the way I turn out too, but we'll talk about that another day. But yeah, so before that we did celebrate it, and there was a point that we also lived in Mexico, so we had like community, like my parents, like sus compadres, and like they would do this whole big thing during Christmas Eve, like La Noche Buena was, that's what we celebrate. Yeah, it was a big deal.
In Mexico it is.
That's what we celebrate, Noche Buena, like not this Christmas day, like what is that,
The 25th.
When you really get into it, Jesus wasn't even born.
I know. If we want to get religious.
I mean, if we not just religious, because the religion claims that he was born
today.
Right. Tonight
at midnight.
Llega
but
facts and history and research suggest that he was born in the springtime.
Yes, that's right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they're saying somewhere between like March, April that he was actually born. Yeah.
So when that changed, how did it affect you? Like, what was it impactful to you going from, because celebrabas tus cumpleaños right before, up until that, right?
Yeah.
And then you suddenly stopped. Because
Mhm.
obviously I didn't grow up in that religion, Jehovah, but I did have the traditions, which are you don't
Yeah,
celebrate.
you're familiar with it.
I'm very familiar, because of my mother's side.
Yeah.
And so I celebrated my first birthday, which I have no recollection of it because I was 1 year old. Pero me bautizaron y me celebraron mi cumpleaños. And that was the last birthday I celebrated until I turned 18 and I was an adult. So,
well, you know what? I was baptized and I actually did my first communion and my confirmation.
Me too.
I did that. And that's a whole other story. And maybe when we talk more about religion, we can talk a little bit about it, because it turned out down the line, it turned out that church that I did my first communion and my confirmation was not even like.
Wait, did we go to the same one because they
was
told
it an
me
HP?
Yeah, no, it wasn't an HP.
Oh, the one I used to go to was an HP on Florence, right across the street from that Tommy's.
Oh my god! If you went there,
yeah, I think the church is probably still there. I don't know if
wow.
but they later on, like, they said that church was not, like, I guess, like, authorized by the Vatican to, like, be a real church.
Yeah, it wasn't validated.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, so if I ever want to get married in Catholic church, I have to do everything.
Yeah.
Again. I can feel my ears wiggling, you guys.
We're trying to be festive, we love this time, and we like, más porque, pues nos agarró el tiempo, and we're doing a lot today, but we wanted a whole ass
tree
set up in
the tamales would have been here, café de olla,
We're gonna get to that later on. When you get married, are you going to want to go down a traditional religious ceremony?
I like tradition. So yes, I have always had this vision of I want to get married in a Catholic church. Why? Because I was baptized. I did go to Sunday Mass. Cuando andábamos de buenas mis papás, y querían llevarnos. Y se me hacía muy bonita the Catholic church because it's very pretty. Certain ones are like gold and white. It's very aesthetic pleasing for my eye. That's all.
But are you doing it for the aesthetic, or are you doing it for the significance?
I would do it probably just for the aesthetic of it, not because of the religion.
Because there's a difference between tradition and religion.
I do go to church. I'd go to a specific. I am not Catholic anymore, and so it's interesting because I'm like,
well, what would that look like?
Exactly. So
if you signed up for, if you're like, you align yourself with one religion, and you're gonna get married at another.
Yeah. So I would do the Catholic because of my parents. My dad is a big.
But who's getting married? You or your parents?
Him. No, me. I'm getting married. But like I said, I like the visual of it. Déjame tener mi princess dream, and then I'll go get married.
Listen, it's not my wedding, it's yours, so you can do whatever you want. But
I guess I have a partner, so that's gonna have an intake to it too. But I've always had that vision of the Catholic because I grew up watching novelas. That had maybe something to do with it.
Yeah.
Soy un poquito dramática because of that. And the visual of it. But am I gonna have that? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you can have whatever you want.
Yeah, I can have my cake and eat it too.
You can have your cake and eat it too.
That's right. So yeah, that's the only main reason why, because I grew up with that. And so in the vision of my younger inner child, I have that vision.
Because you did envision yourself getting married.
I did. Yeah, I did. And now that I'm connected to that again, because I was very disconnected to that side of me for many years, where I really thought I was never going to get married. There was a part of me that was like, I was done. I had closed that door. Yo pensé que I was going to stay single forever. I mean, and then I have friends that are not married and don't have kids. And I said, girl, we're just going to buy a house together and move in. Las amigas, las señoras de los gatos.
The baddie household.
Yeah, period. That's all you need. But now I'm in a place where I did, connect again, and I choose to get married now. What is that going to look like? That's the old vision I had.
Is it too soon to?
Yeah, a little bit.
Too soon to talk about it? Too soon to think about it? Too soon to visualize it.
It is, because I would have to sit with my other human and be like, what would we want this to look like?
Well, before you do that, you have to sit with yourself and figure out,
Well,
because marriage is not something that should be taken lightly.
Yeah, because it's a contract for life.
Well, not so much. A child is a contract for life. So for those people that choose children over marriage, I don't know what you're thinking, because children, I mean, honest truth, because you can always get divorced, but are you gonna get the baby back? I can't put it back in there. It doesn't work that way. So I've never understood the people that think marriage is a much bigger commitment than children, because there's people out there that really. Yeah, I mean, think of all the people that have children and never got married. That's true. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. No, but that's not neither. That's why I'm not a mom too, because I know that's for life. But what about you? So okay, so you grew up, and how did it affect you? Once that happened, that was that change and transitioning to that. Well, I do feel like being like transitioning into another religion did block my true self from coming out. I mean, it was always there, and it was dying to come out. And when I turned 18, I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm doing my own thing, and I'm moving on. I'm moving on as an adult. But there was a time that I believed in it, and there was a time that I wanted to be. I mean, I wasn't forced. I will say this though, I was never forced to. I guess in a way, yes, because you're a child, But I never felt like, if I don't do this, I'm not gonna have my family. If I don't do this, I never felt like that. But there was a time that I did feel connected to that, because we found so much community in it. And coming from like an immigrant background, and coming from like having to start a whole different life, which it didn't happen I didn't move here and then immediately. It took a couple of years, for us to transition into a new religion. But essentially, we didn't have community here. Right. We had some family here, but we were never like as close to them. And of course, once we became, Jehovah's Witnesses, we kind of like cut ties. Because I mean, if for those of you that like when you are in it, when you're fully participating and being an active member of it, you don't really build a connection with the outside world. Like you don't. And when we were saying like they don't celebrate anything, like this doesn't mean that they're like boring, because it's not boring. They literally have parties for every excuse. Like they listen to music. They listen to music. They dance. They get weddings. They drink. I mean, there's only like no drinking like at parties, and which now it's kind of changed a little bit. I mean, they're getting pretty progressive. I don't know if you know that, because now you can talk to people that are not of that religion. Well, you could talk to them, but you're not supposed to build relationships with people. But the women can wear pants now. Oh, really? Yeah, and I said, oh, girl, y'all are way behind. You guys can wear pants? Mind you, you can wear pants on your day-to-day life, but when it came to going to church, you have to wear a dress, right? Or the skirts, right? The skirts. Like, but now they can wear pants, too. That's so cool. Good for them. I mean, good for them. It ain't got nothing to do with me, because, I'm not. So when you became the adult and you were like, okay, I'm ready to let go of this, did it affect the relationship with your parents? Or anything at home change? It didn't. It did affect my relationship with my parents, not entirely because I was choosing not to continue on the religion, but more so because that was going to mean that I was going to participate in activities that they didn't agree with. Got it. And I still live with them for a long time after that. I lived with my parents until I was 32 years old. And mind you, at 18, I decided to stop. Even after 18, and I still like would go like here and there. They have like the most important event that they have is the commemoration, or I don't know what it's called in English, but in Spanish, like La Conmemoración de Jesucristo, which is like the only thing that they celebrate within the religion. Okay. Is that is the remembrance of the sacrifice that Jesus made in order for us. Like that the week of spring break, no? Yeah, around Easter. Yeah, it's around Easter. Yeah, it's literally like it's a remembrance that Jesus died for your sins, all of that. But I was just like, well, I'm gonna do it all. And also, I'm like 18. I'm starting to go out and turn up and drink and do all this crazy stuff. But I think like the deciding factor was like I got this boyfriend, and I mean my parents were okay with it. They like
because he wasn't that.
Yeah. So the moment I decided to have a boyfriend was the moment that it was kind of like I was choosing to, because you're not allowed to date outside of the religion. You have to marry within the religion. Your friendships have to be within the religion. Like you can be cordial to people at work, to your neighbors, whatever, but you're not supposed to have friendships and like significant relationships with people that are not within the religion. So from the age of 12 to 18, which is like the most important years, like I lived my life like that.
Wow.
But then when I got to high school, girls,
she said, "I'm a baddie. I'm always gonna be a baddie." And
when I got to high school, I started to like rebel, and I started to act bad, and my parents were like, fighting that. But once I decided to get my boyfriend, they were kind of like, I think my mom and my dad were kind of like, if this is something that she wants to do, we're not gonna be able to stop.
Yeah,
that's
good.
We're not gonna be able to stop her, and then my sister too, because we're like both of us did it at the same time. But they're like, we're not gonna be able to stop them, and we much rather know who they're dating. And even with my friends, like my friends have always been welcome at my house. My parents nunca les han hecho like mala cara or like you can't be like nothing like that. Because my parents have always understood that in order for us to have a good relationship, they have to be welcoming and open to the people around us. And especially like being 18 years old and having a boyfriend, like your first adult relationship, like there was no way I can continue being part of the relationship if I wanted to. I mean, the religion, if I wanted to continue with that religion.
So when you first decided to celebrate Christmas, right, like the árbol y todo eso, did you do it at your parents' house? How did they feel?
No, so basically, with all holidays, I always spend it at friend's house.
Okay.
Because at my parents' house is like on any regular day. There's nothing like, it's a regular day.
Yeah.
So when I first started dating this guy, I would just spend the holidays with him and his family.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, for me, we stopped celebrating. We stopped going to Mexico for X, Y, and Z reasons. And then for some reason, pues la familia se empezó a alejar, and everybody started getting in their own families, and we stopped celebrating Christmas. And so my mom would always say, "Sus regalos son los tamales. Open them." That was it.
God, I want tamales
now. So I was like, okay, so that's how I grew up. And then when I became 18, I was like, freaking celebrating my birthday all out. Y no lo celebré con mi familia. I celebrated with my friends. And that first Christmas, I said, we're putting a damn Christmas tree in this house. Because it's not like they were Jehovah. They just were non-traditional. Right. They just didn't celebrate. And my dad was like, okay. My mom was like, I guess. And she kind of was like, you're going to put it up and you're going to put it down. And you're in charge of it. Yeah. And I was like, I don't care if it means me doing it. And so I was the one who started to kind of enforce it every year. And then after a few years, I got tired of it. I was like, if y'all really don't want to do this, I'm not going to push.
If it doesn't mean anything to you, then
it means nothing to me either. And then I moved out. So they're kind of on their own now.
Yeah.
But some years I don't, like last year I didn't put up a Christmas tree. The old traditions kick in. And I'm just like, pues para qué? Al cabo que like, it's not like I was used to it, But this year I was like, okay, I obviously have a human, and so then I'm like, I'm choosing to start creating these traditions between us, So I put up the Christmas tree, we put up the lights, and I'm like, okay, now it's my turn to start building my traditions, and it's fun. When I chose to convert, I didn't tell my parents. I was so like scared. I got my certificate that I had converted. I did the whole ceremony, and they never knew until like I think 2-3 years later, because I just was like, I'm not ready for them to say. And it's not like it's so far off from Catholic that it's pretty similar and the same tradition. So it wasn't something that I was gonna be doing that was so different.
Yeah. So, dude, I used to preach. I used to go door to door knocking and telling. Yeah, I used to go door to door. Hey, shout out to my girl, because she knows who she is.
Whoever does that, I give you props. That's not
Me
easy.
and my bestie were up at 5 a.m. at the train station.
Yeah,
girl, 5 a.m. and as teenagers, okay,
wow.
It was up at 5 a.m. and within there le llaman haciendo esquina. Siempre andaba en una esquina, okay. So it just means like you're posted.
My friend, because so, la enseñaron desde
I mean, years. You know, like lo que bien se aprende jamás se olvida. You know what I'm saying?
She was in that corner.
Yeah, I was in that corner. So there's different ways, like you do door-to-door knocking, and they're very organized. You know, like every congregation, they have maps, and every congregation has a sign. Oh yeah, they're. When I tell you, when it comes to Jehovah's Witnesses, they are organized.
They don't play.
Everything like. Listen, they know what they're doing.
They're type A
personalities. They really are. Everything's organized. Everything's planned. Everything is.
Nothing's by random.
No, nothing. So there's the door-to-door knocking, which is like people come to your house, and then there's also like you station yourself somewhere. So sometimes if you're out in the street, you might see them stationed like either at the train stations, at the mall, like they're kind of like all over the place. And then you can also do phone calls. Just literally, right?
So okay, what I'm getting is you learned all of this way of being, because she's really good with people communicating.
Yeah.
This was your base.
Yeah, me and my best friend, you know, we grew up in it, like you know who I'm talking about, right? And we say it all the time, like the networking skills that we have come from that. Because imagine being like a 12-year-old and having the guts to go and knock into a random stranger's house.
And you knew rejection was like.
Well, we used to get rejected all the time.
Of course.
Yeah. Rejected
it's
all the time.
So common.
Yeah. But it just, because nothing is random, and you do prepare and you study. And that's why I'm saying, like, we used to go to church 3 times a week. Wow. And you study. You really, like, that's what I'm saying, like, when it comes to when we transitioned from being Catholic to Jehovah's Witnesses, I aligned to it so much because I was learning about the Bible. And everything that they tell you, they refer back to the Bible. They will never tell you or they're not supposed to tell you something just off the tip of their tongue. They have to be able to back it up with the Bible. With facts. So yeah,
that's where you learn to research. Be so communicative.
Yeah.
And because
outreach.
I remember from a different podcast, you said I used to do phone-to-phone calls.
Oh, phone banking.
Yeah, so you already had this experience.
Well, to be honest, when I was a Jehovah's Witness, I never, and I mean, I say it lightly because I didn't get baptized, so I was never fully in it, you know? Oh, okay. I did not want to get baptized before the age of 18.
Are they okay with that? Because I know after a certain time, they're like, girl, you better, you know?
They're never going to force you to get baptized, but you're going to feel like a little, you're going to feel the pressure because you're going to be an outsider still.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You're not fully committing. But I always felt like I cannot fully commit to something if I'm a child still.
So and you were never technically like rejected because you never converted.
What do you mean?
Like, converted? You know, cuando
rejected from what?
Te sales, they treat you like.
Oh, cuando you get this fellowship.
Yeah.
No, I didn't have to.
They're not gentle about it.
Oh no, they are not gentle about it.
No, I know.
They're not. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so you didn't experience.
I didn't experience that, but technically, at the age of 18 and choosing not to be part of the religion, based on the teachings that we have, my parents were not supposed to let me live with it. No, they could still speak to me because I wasn't like this fellowship, you know? But technically, like, they shouldn't have, like, still allowed me to live at home.
Got it. Okay. So there were still some restrictions.
Oh, yeah. And my parents, someone did have a conversation with my parents about it. And my parents said, well, that's my child. And I'm like, they can live here as long as they want.
Period.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My parents did, like, I'm grateful because my parents, like, exposed me to things, but they also, like, always in a way still, like, you know, supported me,
took care of you.
Yeah,
they didn't leave you.
I did not want to get baptized before fully understanding what I was doing. Even if I felt, mind you, because even though there was a point that I was really into it and I did believe it and I did like to go preaching and I love to tell people about the truth. As I was getting closer to being an adult and like experiencing different things, like being in school and experiencing. I was bad in school in a certain way because I used to fight, I used to ditch,
The whole thing.
I had my little boyfriends, and that was things that
Boyfriends.
boyfriends. It's so funny because me and my friend that I was telling you about, well, we became friends because our parents wanted us to not make friendships outside. We were about to start high school.
Oh. And your parents knew this friend.
Well, we were in the same church.
Oh, okay. So they were happy. That was
Whoa! This is the thing. We knew each other from church, but we didn't have a friendship. It was very because we were in different middle schools.
Oh, okay.
So I still have my friends from from middle school, but I wasn't really, besides outside of school, I didn't really like do anything with them, And then when we were going into high school, my mom and her mom, they literally planned an outing for us so that we can spend time together because they wanted us to be friends because they're thinking like they're gonna go into high school. That's where the real devil is. Satanás ahí nos va a agarrar, y si nos agarró.
El cucuy te jala.
And so they wanted us to be friends.
To have each other's
back and to influence ourselves to continue on the path.
Stay strong.
And it worked, but the opposite way. It got to the point that our parents were kind of like, they cannot be friends anymore. Yeah, because we were bad. We were just doing like when I say bad, is bad for what we know because we still were not bad.
Girl, you were ditching. She said, I was ditching with my boyfriend.
Let me tell you a funny story. No, I wasn't ditching with my boyfriends. I said I had boyfriends. But my friend that I'm telling you about, her mom literally let her throw a kickback in her house. Oh, because again, our parents were like, we need to find ways to like, not say, no, you can't do this, right? Because then that's going to push them over the edge. So her mom was like, okay, we ditch school. Like her mom allowed her to have a kickback at her house. It was supposed to be like a end of the year type of thing, right? And I don't even remember what she told her mom, but her mom, I don't think her mom was home, but her grandma was home. And she used to, like, her parents had a really big backyard. So we were all, it was a thing. But I wanted to really be bad, and I didn't tell my mom I was coming.
And guess what?
Girl, do you think she was not going to find out?
Of course.
So I'm like, no, I want to ditch, So I went, and then we were like, dude, your mom's going to tell my mom when she sees her that I was at your house, but whatever. We blocked, at that time we had landlines.
Yeah.
So we blocked each other's numbers. I'm like,
oh my
so
God.
If your mom calls my mom, they're not going to be able to talk, But we never, ever consider that. They literally got to see each other like 3 times a week. So, of course, like, her mom brought it up, and not in a way of, like, your dad. Like, her mom thought my mom knew.
Right.
Because it's like, why would you lie to your mom that you're coming to my house? You come to my house all the time.
Right.
Her house was literally the only place that my parents would allow me to sleep over.
Oh, my God. And homegirl did not tell her mom.
No, I didn't tell my mom. So, my mom confronted me about it, and I was like, oh. She's like, why did you do this? Like, you're not supposed to be doing. And mind you, my mom at that point didn't know that I was ditching like a lot. So I'm like, Mom, honestly, like, I just wanted to experience. It was bullshit. I'm sorry, Mom. I lied to my mom. I said, Mom, I really wanted to experience what it's like ditching school. And I knew I was going to go to a place that I was going to be safe. And I knew that you would have allowed, because she's like, you should have just told me, and I would have, like, 1, allow you to go, and 2, like, take you, because obviously she dropped me off at school, and then we walked, because it was a pretty far distance from the school to my friend's house. And I'm like, well, I was like, if I would have told you, you would have wanted to take me there, and you would have taken away the experience of, like, not going into the school, walking out and like, I wanted that experience, and I did it in a safe space.
She's very persuasive, you guys. This is where she learned the tactics of being persuasive.
La Britney no era güera. La hicieron, okay? So let me tell you something. Yes, this time means like getting to celebrate because we didn't get to celebrate, or getting to celebrate in our terms. Like, it looks like many different things, but one of the reasons why I also love this time of the year so much, besides the lights, the Grinch and all of that, is because I have like a really strong connection to the end of the year.
Okay.
Because I really, really take the time to think and, reflect on what has this year been like. And a lot of people say like, "Oh, I want to start the year brand new. I want to." No, I don't like to start the year brand new. When I don't feel like we have a fresh start. But I like to move forward without the baggage that doesn't need to go into the next year.
Period.
Yeah, that's what I always do that. Like every time I check, I literally scan myself and say, what about this year do I not want to take into the next year? What about this year does not, is there no space,
Like, and if you know about numerology, 2025 is the year number 9. What does that mean?
Endings.
It means endings. It means closing cycles. It means letting go of what no longer serves you. So, if this year in 2025 you broke up with your man, you ended friendships, you left your jobs, you changed homes, it is all part of the energy that was vibing this year. With that being said, what does 2026 represent? A year number 1. And what does that mean? New beginnings. That's just the energy for the year. This is not your individual personal numerology number, because individually every person also has a year number.
But we're ones, right?
So we are a 1.
Yeah.
Now, to know, and you can Google this too, to get your personal year number, you add your birth date, your birth month, plus the year that we are living in. So I'm April 4 plus 22, which is plus 2 plus 2, 4 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2025, and then it's individually. So plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 5 equals something. I can't think of the number. Anyways, and then you break it down. If you get 2 numbers, an individual number. Numerology is based on 1 through 9. And if you get an 11, a 22, or a 33, or a 44, those are master numbers. Do your research, Google it, unless you want a specific episode about this, then we can give you more. But esos números, you don't make them less. But if you get like 27, 2 plus 7 is 9. So then your year would be a 9. Okay? Yeah. So that's the personal. But energetically, as a whole, as a universe, we are in a year 9 currently, 2025. So anything left your life this year, you guys, bless it with love and let it go.
Release it. Lo que es para ti, aunque te pongas o aunque te quites,
Yeah. And next year, it's a fresh start. New beginnings. So if you were waiting, stop waiting. Do it next year, because that will be the intentions you said for the next 9 years until we start a new cycle. Energetically, technically.
Oh, damn. Which makes me think 9 years ago, what was that?
Yeah. So if you want to go deeper, they say every 9 years, right? You're living that cycle. So go back to 2025. Let's go back 9 years ago. Was what year?
2016.
What was your life like in 2016?
Oh my God. You remember how I told you somebody hit me up?
Yeah.
They were from 2016. And I said, like,
nothing is
I might entertain it because we want the content. I know the baddies want to know the story, so I might entertain it for you guys. And I'm like, wow, 10 years, that is crazy. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Cheers
to the tea we were waiting for, you guys.
Oh yeah. ¿Querían tea?
Because we get those.
Agárrense porque
you guys, somebody actually told us, can we make the episodes longer because they want the full
people want longer episodes, and I'm like, well, I mean, where are the views? Where are the comments? Where are the likes? Where are the shares? Give it to us, and we'll give you guys what you guys are asking for.
Happy cheers to you. Okay,
cheers
make that our present.
Yeah. All I want for Christmas is views.
Thank you very much.
But it did make me reflect, because I'm like, wow, the last 10 years or 8 years, really, they've kind of felt like a fever dream. Wow. I feel like I've woken up, if that makes any sense.
She awoke.
I woke up, but yeah.
So here we are. So set your intentions, honestly, with a lot of faith, because what you truly, honestly believe is what you're going to create.
Right.
And with that being said, what are your traditions? Because we are close to the end of the year. There's 2 weeks left, you guys, for this year, or like a week and a half technically. What are you doing? What are you creating?
You know what I did last year? I spent New Year's Eve by myself last year, not because I don't have anybody to be with. But
no, sometimes it's by choice.
Well, I had to work the next day, and I'm like, I know me, and I can spiral very easily, especially like las amistades que tengo. Se prestan.
You used to spiral very easily.
No, pero you put me in the right environment, and I probably will spiral. I'm just being honest. It's not something que pasa cada fin de semana, but todavía me gusta el desmadre, you know? So,
once a baddie, always a baddie. Like you know what? That night that I went out, the night before, I had to make a choice. I didn't have to. I chose to make the choice of like not intaking certain alcohols so that I could be here today.
Oh, okay.
And I felt very, very proud of myself because I was able to say no. I mean, I still got home late because it's part of going out. It's just what it is. But I said, yo sé que no voy a dormir muchas horas, but at least I know I won't have any, like, I won't be hungover. I won't feel like cansada huevona, and I'm still gonna look good.
Well, you know the first episode that we filmed that we actually never uploaded? I don't know if you remember, it was on my place. I was very hungover.
Oh, Lord, baby.
I was very hungover, and I remember the night before when I was just hanging out at home with a friend.
But, yeah, that's right, ya me acordé.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I told her, but I can't do too much. I mean, I always tell her that. I can't do too much because I gotta wake up early, I gotta get dressed, I gotta do all of that. But es que te digo, with certain people and in certain environments, todavía le entro because life is too short, you know? Sure. Now, if I got things to do, but this is the thing, Thanksgiving, I was hanging out with her, right? And, you know, her whole family. Because, you know, I tend to befriend the entire family sometimes.
She does.
Yeah, so, like, her whole, I'm like an adopted child to that family at this point. And we were eating whatever, we were just having a great time, and then we started playing, you know, corridos, banda, all of that. There's just something. En cuanto yo escucho el acordeón, yo escucho el tamborazo, yo escucho esos sonidos y mi cuerpo me pide alcohol. You know?
Dice, mi cuerpo me pide alcohol.
And we were listening to that, and I'm like, damn, well, I had to work the next day, so I'm like, I can't do too much. But I was like, but let's pick a day that I'm not working, y nos ponemos una peda, we listen to corridos, we do the whole damn thing, because, you know, we're Mexican first. Always. And, you know, we rocking the Mexican colors, girl.
We really are. White, green, red.
Let's show our shoes.
Should we show our shoes? Hi, guys. Can you see it?
Yes, shoe cam.
Hey.
Okay, so, anyways, pero, sí, como que al next. I mean, I took 2 shots that night, which was the most. But I drank wine, and I drank wine mostly because I was thirsty. Because you know, when you do certain things, your mouth gets really dry.
She said I was thirsty.
I was very thirsty, and I was just drinking. Instead of drinking water, I was drinking wine. I wasn't really thinking about it, but the next day, I was like, oh my God,
what was I thinking?
What was I thinking?
Yep. No, I made it very clear to myself that I would choose to not be in that position, because when we're recording, it takes up energy.
It does.
It's work. Not that it's work, but we want to give you guys our best version, because you guys are putting in time. Time is money. So if you're giving us your time, we want to give you the best. So I said, no, girl.
Yeah.
And I was tempted. It was put right in front of me, that shot. It smelled nice, y'all. Yeah. And I said, not today, Satan. You know what? I was strong. I was very strong.
I might F around and return tonight. I just
Well, listen, we're not filming tomorrow, so do what you gotta do.
Maybe I just dip my toes in it a little bit. But if it's but I have been able to say no, I can't. Before no más say un shot. Let's do another shot.
My friend's been single for almost a year. Of course she's been able to.
Girl, not almost a year. It's been over a year.
I'm so proud of her.
Stop giving me this. She's trying to cut down my time. It's over a year.
Okay? I'm talking about the other. Yeah.
But that was.
I'm talking about the other. So it's almost a year, and I give her a lot of props because she used to be wild, y'all.
First of all,
está en la jaula, bien enjaulada. Pero está abierta.
Don't listen to her. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
She's in the cave.
The stars are clouding her judgment right now. She does not.
I didn't drink last night. That's why I didn't drink.
With that being said, I like, honestly, like, for me, the last time of the last month of the year, the last moments of the year, really just time to reflect. Like, not so much of like I want to start brand new. Right? But more so like, because I mean, there's nothing wrong with who I am. I'm amazing, you know. So it's like, why would I want to start brand new when it took me 30 something years to create this, you know?
Keep yourself a marionette around you. She'll remind you how amazing you are.
Listen, you know, like I said, being humble doesn't mean you don't know who you are. And I know I'm a baddie regardless, you know. And if you disagree, no me importa. You know,
no me pagas mis biles.
Yeah, no.
I could care less.
Listen, Papa Dios said, that's my child, and she's amazing, and that's really all that matters.
He said, who has never sinned, throw the first rock. Yeah. I want to, please send me a message if you've never sinned.
Yeah, we do it for the plot. I saw this meme that was like, I'm thinking if I should spiral one last time, just for the plot.
I'm choosing to not do those stuff because I was tested this week, and I said no.
Oh, with the drinking? Or something else?
And so I am choosing wisely these days, you guys. Yeah. I'm not doing it for the plot no more.
No? But we gotta do it for content.
I'm doing
Remember,
it for
the girls are doing things for clout.
Right. Well, listen, if celebrities do it for the PR, as they say, why can't a regular person?
I mean, yeah, to me it's like,
si me ven ahí en el TikTok haciendo desmadre y medio,
you see me acting a fool, mind your business.
No me juzguen, no me digan nada porque estoy donde quiero estar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Basically, yeah. If you see me there, that's where I want to be.
Si me ven con Mariana echando desmadre, no nos molesten, porque ahí queremos estar. Yeah. Con la banda y todo.
Especialmente con la banda.
Ay, sí. Como decía Jenny Rivera. Soy parrandera, soy rebelde y atrevida. Ay, yeah. Okay. Anyways. Yeah. So, those are the traditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to tell you. Last year, I was spending... You see how we spiral? We just, like, go. Last year, I spent New Year's Eve by myself. And I did the lentejas.
Oh, yeah. I do that every year.
I never done them. Oh, yeah. I never done them. Well, mind you, I was in a relationship for 6 years. So I always kind of was like... Anyways, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I did the lentejas last year, you know, because obviously, like, I was entering, I felt that I was going into a good year. I felt that I was going into
this year.
It. Yeah.
For 2025.
Yeah, I felt it. I felt it in my core. Things were falling off. And, you know, like, we've talked about the things that were happening. So I did the lentejas, you know, and... it was so funny because I forgot about it, and I was going through because I recorded. Actually, I was on FaceTime with my sister doing the countdown, and I screen recorded our call, and you could see I threw the lentejas over me, right? And then I'm like, started looking at my life this year, and I was like, oh my God, like prosperity, you know. Mm-hmm. Just look how much my life, and I mean, maybe it's not because of the lentejas, but it's just it's the intention that you put behind it.
The fact that you believed it.
Yeah, it's the fact that I wanted it. Yeah, you know, I want to be happy. I want a better life. What do I have to do? Universe, show me, and I will listen.
Period.
And it has. Like, this year has been filled with like messages. Filled with messages.
I did the lentejas under the table.
Oh yeah, last year?
Yeah, the last 2 years.
Okay.
If you don't know what that means, look it up on TikTok.
Yeah.
And this year it manifested, and so I'm like, I don't know if it was the lentejas 2 years in a row or if I truly believed it this year, but it happened.
But you know, like, sometimes you have to, like, for example, let's say this year even though it's been like not that long that I like got rid of my relationship, right? Like, not got rid, but it's been that
she ended a cycle in her life of 6 years.
I released the relationship. Let's say this year I was like trying to find someone,
right? Mm-hmm.
And it was not gonna work out because I still had things that I needed to work on,
right? Mm-hmm.
And it was just so clear, not necessarily that I wasn't ready for a relationship, but it was clear to me that I had things to work on. And that's why I decided to, like, not even like put myself out there or none of that, because I'm like, where I was going through my therapy sessions and uncovering things that I didn't even realize. I was like, oh yeah, like I still had things I needed to work on. And also just looking at how much my life has improved this year, and how I've done so many things that are for myself, and having, enter a relationship earlier this year, it would have taken away from that growth that I still needed to do.
Yeah, and you're like newly single at the beginning of this year, friend. There is such a beautiful thing that can happen in singlehood.
Oh yeah, I love being
when
single.
you put that work in you, when you
Mhm.
put that energy in you, suddenly you're pouring your vessel.
Right.
You don't have to worry about any other vessel around you. Nobody. You don't have to worry about checking in. You don't have to worry about none of that. Not that it's a bad thing at all, but your energy is 110% only
on you.
on you. And if you're doing the work, what happens is you can manifest an amazing human partner relationship because you've put that dedication and time in you first.
Right.
At this beginning of this year, I remember walking in thinking like, universe, show me what I really want.
Mhm.
And yes, I got slapped with it really hard, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't want that. I want this. So se terminó lo que se terminó, and I was like singling it up.
Yeah.
And I was very grateful for that because I was like, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have known how much I was really ready to be committed or be in a serious relationship and what I really wanted.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like more so, like what you really wanted, and not like the person that you really want, but what you want in a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been one to chase relationships. Never. I really do enjoy my company. I really enjoy being single. I like to do a lot of things, so being single allows me to do everything that I want and anything that I want. But yeah, I mean, I did find myself in a situation where I could have potentially been in another relationship, and pues las cosas no se dan y no se dan, but whatever feelings maybe I would have had about the situation, I really just sat back and reflected, and like I would have missed out on the growth that I still made this year if I would have,
forced it or
gone
just
down
went
that
for
route,
it. Yeah, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
So okay, now we're here. It's
Yeah.
December. We're a week and a half away.
We're about to start a new year.
What are you looking forward to doing so that you start that 2026 with that intention of new beginnings?
Right.
And before we get there, what is a big thing that you let go of this year that you can look back now, because we're in December, we're about to end it, and you're like, wow, that really hurt, but was the best decision.
Well, I mentioned it in another episode. Like for me, the biggest thing that I had to release this year was my attachment to living here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I feel like once I let go of that, my life, like that was, like in spirituality, you have the tower moment. And I've kept seeing like when I got fired, I thought that was my tower moment.
Yeah.
When I broke up with my partner, I thought that was a tower moment. But really, my tower moment was not necessarily something had to happen for me to say I have to release this, because I mean the worst case scenario hasn't happened, but I no longer fear that. And so letting go of that fear that controlled my entire life. It controlled the jobs that I look for. It controlled the relationships that I look. It controlled every aspect of myself. And when I let go of that, and thanks to therapy, and thank you to my therapist, because she did an amazing work with me in 8 weeks, okay? 8 sessions, and she set me right. So when I release that, I'm like, if I can release this, I can release anything.
Yeah.
And I know that regardless, all the things that I thought I couldn't make it past if they happen, all the things I feared have happened, except for one, but I don't fear it anymore. But if God showed me that this thing can happen and you can still be happy. This thing can happen and you still can be happy because you are protected. So now I'm in a place where I'm like, you know what? If I want something and it's not happening, I'm not gonna hold on to it. I am going to just continue. I'm gonna bring in the new year with a lot of intention, of course, but in reality, majority of it is gratitude. You know, oh my God, I'm so grateful I get to make it into another year. I get to work on the things that I like. I get to live the life that I want to live. And that is how you honor that. Every day, try to live the life that you want to live.
Every day.
Even in the smallest things. What are you doing that really celebrates the growth that you've made, the desire that you have? Because it's like, dude, if you're not gonna live your life, and if you're not gonna choose happiness, then you're taking up space.
Yeah.
You know?
And what are you gonna get? More misery.
More misery. And there's so many people that have, I mean, we know people that have passed on, you know, and it's like, I remember when one of my friends passed away, and she passed away so young, and I remember being so depressed about her death. And you know, I remember one day I was just like kind of falling like in and out of sleep, and I heard a voice that was like, she's gone now, right? She doesn't get to live her life anymore. But if you're not gonna live your life, then she might as well have stayed and you should have gone.
Ooh, that's rough. I have a friend from high school who passed. We were in our early 20s, and this was a homegirl that we would take the bus together. We would stay after school to the theater class, like, and she was a very wholesome human. Like, no era desmadrosa, like nothing like that. And when she went, I was shocked. And then I was in the middle of one of my meditations, and she came, and she said, "I'm good," and she had that big smile, and she said, "I hope you have a good rest of your life." Like, it was very, and I opened my eyes and I was like, "What?" And it was just like she had this smile, and that was just who she was. She had this big smile. She always had like a happiness to her, and it was always actually very genuine. So when I saw her in that, I was like, this is such a reminder that staying grateful is so important.
Yeah.
Remember the good things that are happening, because it's so quickly how life can go.
And making the best out of it, because I do feel like, as you're saying that, I'm reflecting on what I said and what you're saying, and just, you know, been reflecting on the last couple of years, not couple, few. And for a really long time, I felt like, even at being aside of my depressive episodes and suicidal thoughts, I always kind of felt like, if I gotta go, I gotta go. Yeah. Whatever, it doesn't matter, you know? Now I feel like I wouldn't want to go. Yeah. But if I go, I will go knowing that I live my life to the fullest.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always felt that. I'm like, no me voy sin como con un regret.
Like, there's still so much that needs to be done, pero no me estoy quedando con las ganas de hacer nada. And that comes, like I said, on a day-to-day basis. Like, when you wake up, and are you just waking up and going to work and then coming home and then sitting on the couch and then doing nothing on your time off? Are you just at home? Like, you know, like, so many people choose to disassociate because that's a form of coping mechanism. But it's like, do you really want your life to be that? Yeah. And see, now this year and even last year, I started just, let's do it. You tell me, let's do something, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. You guys. And we look. That's what we were saying last time. Like, it might sound like van a decir que you know, mamoncitas, because it's like, oh, you gotta book me a month ahead, but it's the truth, because I'm making plans. Yeah. I'm making plans. So, like, let's do. There's days that we're shooting. We have, like, there was one time we did the shooting for the podcast. I went to have lunch with 2 friends, and then I went to have dinner with 2 other friends. Like, I'm just trying to make up the most time that I can with the people that I love, because either I could be gone tomorrow or they could be gone tomorrow. And like, what are you going to be left with? Yeah. Regret. All the things that you didn't say, all the time you didn't spend together. Like, that's why they say, tell them I love you now. Give your parents that hug. Y perdónalo. Déjalo ir. Because the only one that's getting more damaged inside is yourself. They're living rent-free in your head.
And all of that regret, all that anger or coraje, whatever it is, it's only inside you. That other person is not being affected by it at all.
Right.
They might not even be thinking of
They're probably on a whole different wave than you
living
are.
their best life, and you're like, you know?
Yeah.
No, suéltalo y confía.
Yeah.
And let it go. Because this right here is the most important thing for you, your mental health.
Yeah.
That is what's going to get you to the next day.
Yeah.
And that's it, you guys.
Yeah. Do you have any things that you're looking forward to in the new year?
In 2026? Well, yeah, this podcast, you guys, there's a lot of new things happening. Yeah. We're very excited. We're planning a lot. For me, the end of a year is always like, I love it. I love Christmas. I love New Year's Eve. I actually spend New Year's Eve a lot alone sometimes, and I did a lot more before. Now I'm closer to my family, so I do spend it with them lately the last 3 years. But I used to spend it by myself, and Christmases too. Why? I don't know. And it wasn't because I was sad or depressed about it. I just like that alone time and just like thinking, okay, well, maybe right now it's like this, but one day we have to tener mi familia, really close, and it's gonna be different, you know. Like I said, my family's a lot tighter now, so we just spend it together, and it's a different vibe. It took work to get there, though.
You know what? The first New Year's Eve that I spent by myself was the first one in the pandemic.
The first what?
The first New Year's Eve during the pandemic.
Oh, pandemic.
2020 was the first New Year's Eve I spent by myself.
I think the pandemic was a lot of first experiences for many of us.
And also because I live by myself. Before that,
that's when I moved out too.
Before, so I was at my apartment by myself because my partner at that time, he was working night shifts, so he wasn't there. But we had a little Zoom party, me and my friends. It was lit. I got drunk and I didn't even realize.
Zoom party. I
miss Zoom parties. Let's have a Zoom party. Let's have a Baddy and Bless Zoom party.
Who's ready? I think I like that. Yeah,
we used to do it all during the pandemic. We used to do it a lot.
That sounds like fun. Yeah. Okay, well, maybe we'll plan it. We'll send a little post out there. Look at our IG and give a little feedback.
Let us know if you guys would be interested in doing a Baddy and Bless Zoom party.
Yeah.
We get dressed up. We get a little drink. If you want to drink, if you want to do something else, if you want to drink some tea, some coffee, some water, whatever. But it was fun. Yeah. We used to have a lot of fun. But like I said, I have amazing friends, so there's never ever really a dull moment with my friends.
Me neither. Yeah. Me and Marinette's my friend, so.
Y los que me conocen ya saben. Yeah. Que somos,
I'm always down.
Se presta para el desmadre,
Si tú me invitas y yo estoy ahí.
Si ya saben cómo soy, ¿para qué me invitan?
Sí, ya saben cómo me pongo, ¿para qué me invitan? Well. Yeah. With that being said, we are so happy to have you in our lives. We love what we created this year.
Yeah.
It was a new beginning for the Baddy and Bless podcast, and I think 2026 is only going to continue to blossom.
Yeah.
And we have very fun, exciting new news for you guys.
Yeah.
And stay tuned because it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a good time.
This is our last episode for the year.
It is.
This is our last episode for the year, so we're not going to see you until next year, but we want to say that, first of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for, showing us or validating that this is what we want to do. We're going to continue doing this as long as the universe allows us to, because we never know. We maybe this was just a stepping stone to something different. We don't know that, but we're open to whatever the universe has for us. And we're doing everything with good intentions and with a good heart. So we welcome you guys to our life, and thank you for welcoming us to you guys' life. And we hope that soon we can do more interactive stuff with you guys. So
repost us. I want to know who's watching us, you guys.
Yeah.
Show me on IG so that I can repost you, so we can repost you.
Yeah.
It's really fun. We hope you're enjoying every single moment of this magical holiday time. Whatever your beliefs are, whatever your traditions are, we're just here to have a good time.
Yeah.
And
we're just here for the vibes.
The next time the cafecito will be in person with you guys.
Well, we're going to finish off this last episode of this year, and we're going to see you guys next year. But for now, we want to leave you guys with another affirmation. I welcome the new year.
I welcome the new year
with abundance, prosperity, and love. Because everything that is meant for me is out there waiting for me.
And always finds me.
Always finds me.
All right, Baddies. So remember, turn on your notifications because you don't want to miss a single episode for the new year, 2026. Yeah.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment if you haven't so already.
And
send this video to one of your baddie friends. See you next year. Bye,
Bye, Baddies.